And welcome to Roadside Notes. I'm Christopher, the Route 66 chaplain, and these are readings from the Faith and Good Courage Journal found at faithandgoodcourage.com. These are stories for and from the road, a little grace for the miles ahead, and reminders that hope still travels with us. This is from December 11th, 2025. Grace on the move isn't a sprint towards recovery. It's the quiet drive home after the storm, when the sky is still heavy, but the light begins to show through. This reflection is part 2 of a 3-part series called Living the Mission Statement. Stories about what it means to live the words God spoke into my life, drive, heal, and tell others what I've done for you. This is part 2, Heal. Healing doesn't happen in a single prayer or on a quiet Sunday morning. Healing happens while you drive, while you work, while you sit at a red light and realize the ache in your chest has faded just a little since last week. I used to think healing meant being restored to who I was before the hurt. But I've come to learn it's more about becoming someone new, someone who's whole again in a different way. Grace is what lets you keep moving while the mending is taking place in its time. Grace on the move is when I'm out on the road. The hum of the tires has a way of teaching me patience. Think about it. The desert doesn't rush its blooming. The rain doesn't hurry its falling. So why should we? Every scar on the soul tells a story of God showing up in the right time in the middle of all that breaking. Healing isn't neat, and it isn't finished. It's a rhythm that we kind of live in, one heartbeat and one breath at a time. The truth is, grace is not a one-time gift. It's a daily refill for a tank that keeps running low. Some days I feel strong enough to lift others up. Other days, I'm the one crawling towards the next rest stop, holding on by faith and fumes. And that's okay. Grace meets us in both places. The miracle isn't that we stop hurting. It's that we keep showing up while we heal. I've seen people on Route 66 carry heartbreaks that would buckle most knees. Still they smile. Still they wave. Still they hold the door open for strangers. That's grace on the move. The kind that doesn't wait to feel better before it chooses kindness. There's a diner I stop at. The waitress there lost her husband a few years ago, but she still slides coffee across the counter like it's communion. She told me once that she still talks to him when she drives home at night. I smiled and I told her that sounds like prayer to me. Healing, I think, is less about moving on and more about moving with what remains. Learning to carry love through the cracks until it becomes light again. Healing is continuous. It doesn't arrive one morning like a package stamp delivered. It unfolds slowly, through laughter that feels real again, through sleep that finally comes easy, through forgiveness that no longer stings. It happens in motion, not isolation. When you serve, you heal. When you listen, you heal. When you show up for someone else, even when your heart is still patching together, you heal. Grace works best when it's shared. It multiplies by movement. In my roadside reflection, I used to ask God why the pain had to take so long to leave. Now, I ask Him to help me recognize the work He's doing in the waiting. Healing doesn't erase the scar. It turns it into a map, a reminder of where we've been and who walked beside us the whole way. Healing is not a one-time miracle. It's a long conversation with God that keeps happening as you move. Some days you whisper. Some days you argue. But you keep driving because, healing isn't about what's behind you. It's about finding grace in the next mile and letting God turn your pain into purpose with every step you take forward. Travel well, my friends. Have faith and good courage.